Cody from Server 73, and in this video we're gonna take a deeper look into the Earth Element exclusive artifacts. Therefore I'm just going to the Immortal overview, scrolling to all the Immortals and going step by step through the different EAs. I already mentioned some of them already in my new meta video with the Earth Himiko one, but I'm going to go through all of them since some people maybe still play a full Earth Marsh. So starting with Charles. Charles, one of the best Immortals. You need to have him, and you also need to have his exclusive artifact. His normal skill is actually just creating a shield for all units that absorb damage. 400% is the absorb rate. Your shield absorption will increase by additional 150% for 6 seconds. The good part of the exclusive artifact and why you should go for this, since it's now in a couple of events available, like in Stella for example and stuff, you also gain like a Guardian effect. When Guardian of the King creates shield, it protects the Immortal with the highest troop loss from critical attacks. That is pretty decent. So when he procs his shield quite often, you have at least one Immortal that's not going to take critical damage. Works pretty well versus Fire Marsh, for example. So when you go for Charles, you should go for him. Use his EA. Alex, I think the most popular one since he's used in mixed Marsh as well. Also must have EA, is going to make his active into a passive. So it's not like the passive is normally increase normal attack damage by 50% and the active is increase damage dealt by 50%, increases attack speed by 50% and grants immunity to all controls for 6 seconds. So since the control effect or the immunity to control effects is going to apply for the whole fight, it's already super overpowered, but you also gain the damage and the attack speed. So Alex plus EA must have. Zenobia you can also play with maybe with a normal exclusive artifact as long as you don't have Surge, because Surge in my opinion is the one that you need, except you play her with only healing skills. I play her now with Vitality Touch and Memory Defense, just testing this one on Earth setup. But when you play, for example, in Mixed Marsh with Vitality Touch, Spring of Life and Purification, you could also go for the green one, but take also the EA if you can. So, but go for Charles and for Alex first, Charles second, third Zenobia. It's going to add the impress favor the increased attack speed. Her skill is doing restoring HP, recovery rate to 360% to your 2 units with the highest troop number losses, and the 2 units will regain HP for 6 seconds with every successful hit with a normal attack. So obviously this is going to hit most likely the front line, since the frontliners are the ones that are taking the most damage in the fights. So it affects Alex, and the extra attack speed to his rapid effect on his EA is going to max his attack speed, like huge bonus. Leonidas is he was kinda useful a couple of years ago, now not that much anymore, but inflicts physical damage rate is then 250% if you have him maxed to all enemies, and reduces the damage you receive by 30%. So the exclusive artifact that he actually is going to, the extra bonus that he's going to have is actually, it's this one. It's when Leonidas deals damage, reduces target's energy by 150. So yeah, I mean, now we have a lot of energy regeneration setups with Rage Blessing, with Adrenaline Rush and stuff. It can be helpful, but it's not a must-have. So this Immortal also is not the best Earth Immortal, because it also you also have to put him in front row, and since you have these 2 strong guys, you won't play him in front line. You can better just use Yi Sun-jin in front line for Charles, for example. And it's just an idea. Channel and create an area of protection for 6 seconds. All allied units will receive 30% less damage. This is pretty good, and also his exclusive artifact is pretty strong. Because a unit within the area of Guard of Devotion will have 30% increased healing. That is pretty nice. I mean, when you don't have like purification and you have wound effects applying on your marsh from the enemy, so then it's not going to be useful. But when you have like purification to remove all the wound effects, you can use him and his exclusive artifacts for sure. It's pretty strong. 30% increased healing is a lot. The next one is so Charles, or this guy for frontline, Mehmet. I think I saw him once since he was released in the setup, but was not really useful. He has a choking lash, remove all debuffs you have, and deal physical damage, 600% damage rate to the enemy directly ahead. So it's just hitting one enemy in front of you. When it's the tank, it's already useless, because most likely tanks run high physical damage reduction. If the enemy dodges this damage, the skill will cast again immediately without consuming energy and deals 30% increased damage and cannot be dodged. So the exclusive artifact is when choking slash is triggered from dodging attack, so the 30% is going to be then 70%. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine, but it's also overall it's not an immortal, since it also needs to have a front row and an earth setup. I also can't imagine him in any mix, plus the disadvantage that he is using Spearman. Most likely only the big players or the ones that are playing for a long time have the Spearman technology maxed. But yeah, that's not going to be a good immortal in general. Cleopatra is one of the less good magic DPS immortals. She's pretty okay, but not one of the best. That's why everyone is running Earth Himiko. Inflicts magical damage 300% to all enemies and reduces dealt magical damage of 2 enemy targets with the highest magical attack by 35%. So it can be helpful versus, yeah, I wouldn't say Himiko, because Himiko's exile can just take her out for a long while because she's back row, but maybe versus Wu in a Fire Marsh, for example. Her exclusive artifact bonus is the magical attack is decreased for 9 seconds. Now and before, I forgot how much was it before. Where's it here? For 6 seconds, okay, 3 seconds more. Pretty fine, and since you can get it from Throne of Supreme, we have it running now, Throne of Supreme currently. You have a box here. Oh no, it's not a box, sorry, it's just one of the 3 that you can just choose. Here's the Cleopatra one. If you have like Annihilation and crit chance, you can just use it for other immortals, for example, just because you can just farm them pretty easy through the Throne of Supreme stages. So last but not least is Arash. Arash is shooting 3 arrows. Each arrow deal damage to 1 random enemy unit. First arrow deals physical damage 200% and clears target's positive bonus and shield effects. Second shot deals the same damage as the first shot and reducing target's physical defense by defense reduction 35%. For 3 seconds, and third shot deals massive physical damage to the target. It's probably this one, 700% third shot, yes. So this is kinda super random if you have 4 immortals to choose, but his exclusive artifact is making him quite interesting in my opinion. For sure not a meta one, but interesting. It's this one. Every shot of Meteor of the End will target the enemy's back row first. So that is kind of interesting, that you just shoot the enemy back row first. So you have 100%. one of the two back row immortals as a target, as a first target. That's kind of interesting. It's going to be an immortal that could be useful for Spider, for example, because you have only one target, or for bosses you have only one target where you can apply all the three arrows to. So this could be pretty good for back row when you don't have Yoshi or some other immortals that are useful for boss setups or for spider setups, and you have this guy, then try him on boss or spider, will be a lot of damage probably. So overall, this one's Charles, Alex have to be the first one where you want to max your artifacts. You also want here physical bonus, of course, and here you want the physical defense bonus. Like I said, with Zenobia, this is the third one. I have dodge value. You can also go for dodge percent, but it doesn't matter that much anymore since you have all the gems that are going to give you the accuracy bonus. But go for Surge or for Green. I like Surge more, and I think it's way better to proc her ultimate quite often. And then it's up to you. I think this guy can be very interesting for Holy or for Earth setups. Will be strong. I think it can be also very strong Earth Loki or with Fu-Fei with the control immunity, or yeah, I don't know, maybe it can also be useful for Athena and him in front line, but you need like full DPS on back row, would be not enough to pass in PvP than 1 minute 30. But yeah, that's everything regarding the Earth EAs. I hope this is a bit helpful and you know what you want to max first. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.